Hey everybody, so we have some notes today. Today's notes is section 5.1, lesson 5.1a, polygon sum conjecture. And all we're going to be doing is finding the sum of the inside angles of a polygon. Okay, it could either be, and here's the definition of a polygon. I think we have gone over this, or we should have gone over this. It's just a two-dimensional closed shape with straight lines, no curves. So like a circle is not a polygon. And then here's just some quick examples. You have a triangle, a square, a pentagon, hexagon. We'll go over the names later. And then so that's a polygon. Now a regular polygon is kind of special. It's special because all the sides are equal and all the angles or the angle measures are also equal. Okay, and I put an example here. I actually put two different examples where you have a triangle and each angle is 60 degrees, so all the angles are equal, and then each side length is 8 centimeters, so all the sides are equal. Okay, and then I made another diagram over here because sometimes they don't have to give us the measures to let us know they're equal. Remember, we can use markings on the diagrams that tell us they're equal. Like this one mark on the sides tells me all 4 sides are equal, and this little square on each angle tells me that each angle is 90 degrees, so they're all 4 equal. Okay, so those are regular polygons, special polygons, because all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. Okay, and then the sum conjecture, it's a simple conjecture. All it does is finds the sum of all the inside angles. So if you add all these up, that's the sum conjecture. Okay, and there is a little formula for that. It's 180 times n minus 2, and that n is the number of angles in the polygon. You can also use sides, but since it's measuring up the angles, I think they want to use the number of angles and not the number of sides. But it is the same thing. See this triangle here? It has 1, 2, 3 angles, and it also has 1, 2, 3 sides. Same thing with this square. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 angles, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. This pentagon has 5 angles and 5 sides. Okay, it's always going to be the same. But that's everything on the first page. Go ahead and pause that if you need to pause it. I'm going to turn it over and start doing the examples. So for the examples, here I have 2 examples. This is find the indicated measures. So again, we're finding inside angle measures. Okay. So what we have to do first is we're going to use this formula to figure out the sum of the interior angles. Okay, like the total sum. Now we have to figure out how many angles there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 angles, right? So what I do is plug 6 in here, and then that gives me the answer. 180. Instead of n, I have 6, and then I'm just going to type that in the calculator. And that's the total. That's what all of them, all 6 angles, need to add up to. So I know all of them need to add up to 720. Now I already have some, so all I need to do to figure out x is take 720 and subtract out all of these. So 720 minus 133, minus 126, minus 110, minus 144, minus 86. Okay, so when you do that, let me go ahead and do that. We get 121. Okay, and that's it. So let's go to the next one. Again, what you want to figure out from this one here, let's put the total in there. What you want to figure out is the total first. So to figure out the total, count up how many angles there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. So this one has 5 angles. So then plug it into the formula. Oh, instead of n, we're going to put 5, right? And then type it in a calculator. 540. So I know all of these angles equal 540 degrees. Now to figure out x, we take the 540 and subtract out the ones we know. So it's going to be 540 minus 83 minus 122 minus 117 minus 102. So that's 116. So that's what x equals. So now if you add all these up with 116, it's going to equal 540. Okay. And then these, kind of the same idea. What is the measure of each? So this is tricky. A lot of students, I notice they either they read it too fast or they just don't take the time to actually figure out what it's asking. When it says each interior angle, they only want the measure of one angle. Okay, and then it also tells us it's a regular octagon. Now again, we're going to go over the names in a second. But in an octagon, we know that has 8 sides or 8 angles, right? So the sum, so I'm going to find the sum first. The sum of the interior ones, I'm going to use my formula. 188 minus 2, 188 minus 2. So the sum is 1080 for all 8 angles. But if I want to figure out the angle for one, then you take it and you divide it by 8. When you divide by 8, you get 135. So that means you have 8 angles that equal 135. Because remember, regular octagon means all the angles are equal. Okay? So let's go for this one. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon? Again, because it's a regular pentagon, that means all the angles are equal. So let me use my formula, 180. And then a pentagon, again, we'll go over the names in a second, but that has 5 angles. Okay, I'll put it up here so you guys can see it, 5 angles. So we put it into the formula, 180 times 5 minus 2, and we get 540. So that's the total. That's the total for all 5 angles. To figure out how much one angle measures, you have to divide it by 5. Divide it by 5 and you get 108. We're done.